and welcome to the Clifford Nicgorski Show. You know, I'm sitting here waiting to go into work, and I thought to myself, you know what, I should check in with everybody and say hi. I went to Oklahoma. My mom got married. Oklahoma is interesting. It was a fascinating place. But let's just say on the flight there was a guy sitting next to me, and he was as sweet as pie. You know, this fellow was as sweet as pie. I had the middle seat on every flight. There was like three separate flights to get there, and this was the final one, and he sat next to me, and he was a big fella, and his elbow kept touching me, and he had one of those little scratchy, dried up elbows, and it kept like scratching the side of my arm. And there was nothing that I could do to stop it from happening. Every move that he made, it was scritching and scratching on my arm. And I kept looking at him, and he would give me a nice little smile. And he seemed, like a sweetheart. But also, your elbows are scratchy, and they like scratching my arm, and it doesn't hurt, but it's irritating. You definitely know what's happening. It's not something you can ignore. You can't just go, I guess I'll ignore it, because it feels like, a little like weird scrub brush bristles scratching your arm. So you definitely notice each time. And there's no way to ask him to stop. There's nothing he can do. He's as sweet as pie. So it's hard to get mad at him. Like, if you gave him the option, he'd probably say, he'd probably sign up for not scratching my arm with his elbow. And to tell you the truth, I don't know if he knows that about himself. Part of me wanted to, just talk to him about it. Like, hey, your arm is really dry, your elbow, and it keeps scratching me every time you move. I know there's nothing you can do about it, but I just thought you should know for the future. Put a little lotion on it from time to time. Maybe make it like a nightly thing for a month or two. And then from there, just, once a week, give it a good lotion dousing. But that's what's so funny about this world, really. You can't just talk about things to people. It turns into a matter of being insulting. If I'm sitting here telling somebody that their elbow's dry and it's scratchy and making them aware of it, now I'm rude. But the person who's scritching and scratching, they're considered not to be rude. So that's always fascinating to me. That you can't comment on something that someone's putting you through without being rude. So you're supposed to let it continue and stay quiet. So I don't know if I believe in that. I feel like I might have to start talking this through with people. Just be more like, hey, it's no big deal, I'm just letting you know. I've tried that a lot, though. I try to talk to people, and they don't seem to take it well. They can't recover from it. you tell someone that their elbows itchy, they're scratching you, and then they're upset with you. They can't recover. And now we're all screwed, Now I gotta deal with two things. The guy's scritching and scratching me, and now he's mentally disturbed. So that I feel like in the end I'll be dealing with more of a distraction than just the elbow. So I guess you gotta bite your tongue. I was in the bathroom at Burger King on my way to work, and I went in there to pee, not to eat the food. And maybe it's like, shame on me, you're just going in there to pee. You're not even gonna get food. So I deserve whatever I get at that point. But I went in there, it was the men's restroom, and I start to pee at one of the urinals. And I didn't look in the stall. There is a stall in the bathroom. I didn't look inside of it. I just went right to the urinal. And this woman walks out and she says, just so you know, I was filming the whole thing. And I kind of looked behind me like, huh? Okay, whatever. I'm just going to ignore this woman. Because there's really nothing to talk about. I don't know what she's talking about, and I don't want to engage with her. Because it just doesn't matter. Then she says again as she's washing her hands, I was filming you the whole time. And at that point, I go, huh? What? And then she finishes washing her hands and walks by me and goes, I'm minding my own business. And she flicks her wet hands, the water from her hands, in my face. And I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything. Because not only am I late for work, I had like just enough time to go get in the car and get to work and be on time. So I figured, what are my options here? Get angry. I could start yelling back and forth with this woman. And cause a scene. Or and possibly escalate things into violence, because it would be nice to be able to grab her by the head and slam her head into the tiles of the wall in the bathroom and go, you think you can do anything you want, don't you? You felt comfortable flicking your water from your hands on my face, and now look at what's happening. I'm smashing your fucking head against the wall of the bathroom, and you can't stop it from happening, no matter how hard you try, because you're a woman, and I'm stronger than you. But I guess, you can't behave like that, because what do I have to prove? I don't need to prove that can happen. I know that can happen. So I don't have anything to prove with this person. So it's like, you either do that or you let it go. What are you going to call the police and report that a woman flicked water in your face in the men's bathroom? Like she's going to sit around and wait for the police? What were you doing here, sir? Well, I was on my way to work and I decided to stop and pee. Oh, did you place your order? And while you were waiting for your order, you went to the restroom, right? No. I didn't actually order anything. I just came in here to pee only. And then they're going, you know what? The bathrooms for customers. At least this lady bought some food here. At that point, she has more of a right to be in the bathroom than you do. And, you know, what do I do with that? So I took the water flicking in the face, and I go, okay, I guess that's how it is. That's how it goes today. That's how so many things in life are, you know. What do you gotta prove? If you've got nothing to prove, like, I was leaving the supermarket yesterday, and this guy who looks all beat up and bummy, looks all beat to shit, rode hard and hung up wet. He keeps looking at me as I'm leaving the store, and right off the bat I want to say, well, I'm not gonna let you intimidate me. I'm not gonna let you give me a shitty look and stare at me, and then I'm just gonna look away because I don't want any trouble. I can't do that. So part of me, you know, I'm staring back at the guy. And then, you know, you think about it, you go, well, what? Do I have anything to prove to this person? They're all bummy. They're out on the street. It's nighttime. They're just looking for whatever they can get. Why do I care if that guy thinks that I'm tough? You know, don't mess with me. So, you know, because the second you do, first that guy has something to prove, and you're like, come on, bro, what do you got to prove here? You're trying to show that you're tough, that you're intimidating? And, yeah, I figure I can't react because now I've got something to prove. Now instead of it just being one guy with something to prove, and then I can go, well, fuck that guy. I got nothing to prove. Now I'm staring at him because I want to prove to this person who is meaningless, and their opinion of me is meaningless. And I realize I don't get anything. Like, there's no reward. There's nowhere to cash in the credits for you're tougher than a bum standing outside of the supermarket. So then, you know, it's just hard because, you know, if you look away, a lot of these people are doing something they call the punk test. You know, people will walk behind you, and these guys will start talking shit. They'll say little things to see if you're going to look back and see what's going on, or if you're going to be one of the people that pretends it's not happening. And if you're one of the people that pretends it's not happening, they think they can now take advantage of you. So sometimes you gotta let them know, hey, I see you, you fucking piece of shit. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm letting you know that I see you and I'm not afraid to engage with you. And then they go, okay, well, I'll keep it moving on till I find someone who doesn't want any trouble. So there's a fine line in today's world that we walk. Do we stay peaceful, mind our own business? Are we to blame for letting something escalate? Because if this guy's doing the punk test and seeing if he can get away with taking advantage of me, now I'm letting it escalate. I'm letting the situation escalate because I'm not making it clear, hey, don't fuck with me. So, yeah, I guess at that point, I'm allowing it to get worse, the situation to be worse. So I don't know. It's a tough position that we're in these days. trying to be peaceful, trying to be modern. You know, a lot of people are trying to be in touch with their spiritual side, and they're trying to do this cool thing where they get to be spiritual and tap into different frequencies, and they're very quick to believe in like the satanic rituals and dark energy and spirits and the entertainment industry and the Illuminati and the Anunnaki and all these different spiritual structures. But they want to do it without ultimately just believing in God. And, you know, I think that's a fascinating thing. And then there's people who are all of a sudden believing in God. And not only are they believing in God, they're choosing Christianity, which is interesting. They go from nothing to spirituality, a vague spirituality, and saying everything's the universe. Oh, the universe wants me to do this. The universe wants me to do that. So they're getting all the luxuries of basically talking about God, but not admitting that they believe in God. But now they've done that for so long. A lot of these Russell Brands and these Kat Von D and Justin Bieber and all sorts of people are now deciding they're gonna be Christian. So that's fascinating to me. A lot of people just think that we're gonna they're really into like ancient spirits and tapping into those kind of sources. But the thing is people, this isn't a new thing, you know. We go through these waves in humanity where everyone believes in God, everyone's believing the same thing, and the bottom line is that we always get here, you know. Who believed in God more than they did thousands of years ago? And yet, here's where we are currently. So I think everyone's going to get excited about spirituality and God and Christianity, and then that'll go away again and everyone will be godless and so on and so forth. Well, I guess that's it. Hope you guys have a beautiful experience in life, wherever you're hearing this, whenever you're hearing this. And I don't know, let's think about it. Maybe the guy with the elbows, he could be a little more self-aware. Let's all end today on a note of let's examine ourselves and see if maybe we're doing stuff that's putting the people around us in an awkward position. Whether it be using the men's bathroom and then acting like you were filming it all and flicking your water in people's face. Maybe it's just being a tough guy, a tough bum outside of the supermarket. Or maybe it's the sweetie pie sitting next to you in the airplane who doesn't realize his elbows are ashy and scritching and scratching at you for an entire flight for hours. Yep. Till next time.